Greetings, ladies and metalgents, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space, where I take stories from across the internet and read them for your entertainment. This particular story is called The Humans Found Out, written by TheSmogmonsterZX. Shail stared at the portal and hesitated. It was a Fae being summoned, and he was required to answer. But something had seemed off, and as he peered through the window into the physical realm, he went slack-jawed in fear and stepped away. Shail, the supervisor, Kyla, looked up. Something the matter? He nodded and pointed. They're all there. Who's all there? Kyla asked, her hair bobbing about. Oh, all of them. Calexa, Demiscu, Vertia, the Pharaoh. Shail shrieked. They're all there and they look angry. Kyla stood and walked over to see for herself. She jumped back in fear. Ancients, assholes. That's a lot. Let me ring the boss. Kyla pulled a small bell from her pocket and went to a mirror and rang it a few times. Eventually, a blue-skinned man with a long red ponytail appeared. He looked dreadfully bored and sighed as he responded, Supervisor Kyla, how may I be of assistance? He smiled. Well, Director Crotocus, we have an issue. Several of the physical races seem to have compared notes. Kyla winced. The director groaned. How many? 20 by my count, and there are some I can't identify, Kyla explained. I'll be down shortly to have a look. In the meantime, do not engage in negotiations, the director ordered. We don't want another incident like that one a couple millennia ago. Kyla nodded and walked back to the portal as the mirror faded. What's that race? Shail asked. He was young and inexperienced in the ways of the galaxy. Kyla looked and squinted. Oh, that's a human, she smiled. Kyla liked humans. They were always willing to make bargains, but since they began to rely on science more and more, they had made far fewer bargains. It was sad, but Fae had to use their deals to eke out their existence in the mana realms. Such deals allowed them entrance into the physical realms, where they could get better food and water for their people. It was doubly a shame, too, since humans had the best foods. That one seems entertained, Shail observed. That's a male, yes? Possibly. Some humans don't prescribe to their physical nature, and they can't alter themselves as easily as we do, Kyla said. All right, Director Crotocus walked in and put on his heavy spectacles. Who do we have here? He pulled out a checklist, ambulated with the names as he went through them. Shail paused and spoke up. You missed the humans, sir. Crotocus rose. Humans! He shrieked at the top of his lungs. Humans have found out. Yes, Kyla smiled. They got to space. She wiggles in happiness. Imagine the bargains we can make now. Crotocus threw down his clipboard and roared, No deals can be struck with those maniacs. They're probably the reason this group is even together. Shail looked back at the portal. Could you explain, Director? Crotocus sighed and rubbed the bridge of his nose. Yes, negotiator Shail. It all started eons ago. We made contact with the apes when they were slightly smarter than their cousins. A deal was struck to help them learn farming. They mastered it in record time. We didn't hear from them for ages. Then we found them with civilizations all over the planet. Many deals were struck, small-scale ones. Access to forest at night and such. Then about 1,000 of their years passed and we were forgotten. We tried to get their attention and one last deal was struck. We don't interfere with their dealings, and they give us low-end access to all spots we ask for. They forgot even that deal, but there's little we could do to them at that point. Why? Shail asked. We have courts for that. So do they, Crotocus groaned. We tried once. The leaders demanded access to their own lawyers and our laws. We granted this, as it was owed to them in fairness. He hesitated. We forgot that our laws do not take into account time. Past lawyers, spirits? Shail asked. Future lawyers, Crotocus groaned, which they also used to get a heads up on some tragic natural disasters that would have befallen them. Shail smiled. Clever physicals. Kyla laughed. Yes, but I don't see the problem. Crotocus grumbled. Well, we were kind of miffed, so we cut off all contact and contracts. Oh no, Shael paled. We can't do that.
We did.
Kratokus sighed as he went to close the portal. He froze as he saw the human wave at him.
Ancient curses.
Shael waved back. Well, at least they can't hear us. Humans are able to learn to read lips. Kyla gave a nervous grin as she spoke through her teeth.
Wasps' nests, Kratokus cursed. I'll be back. I need to get the Lord.
Sir? Shael asked.
The humans know and can see us. We aren't going to fight those crazy apes. Kratokus laughed. They use nuclear devices as weapons.
Shael squeaked. Not that bad. It was only twice, Kyla pouted. Kratokus sighed as he left.
Keep them busy.
End of story. Story number 2, Ape Engineering, written by Go Berserk. There was confusion on the flagship of the 2,000-strong Ungleed fleet.
Scan those ships again, the reading can't be right.
The junior officer started rapidly pressing buttons. It's the exact same, the admiral scoffed. Ape Engineering. He suddenly keeled over. Grand Admiral Amnor nearly fell out of his captain's chair, laughing. He was laughing so hard, he started to choke on his own tongue. The bosun swiveled 3 of his 4 eye stalks to look at him, diligently keeping one eye on his workstation. Are you okay, Admiral?
I'm fine.
The entire bridge crew was looking at him now.
Seriously. I'm fine.
He laughed again.
Stupid humans. They sent only 3 ships to protect the forgettable rock they call Earth. What kind of name is Earth anyway? It literally translates to dirt.
The human ambassador had talked a big game about their military prowess. What a joke. Amnor couldn't believe that he was actually anxious as they dropped out of FTL. The savage apes only managed to scrounge up 3 ships, and they each were only armed with 4 absolutely primitive kinetics. They were only half the size of Amnor's ships, and most of their mass was ammunition storage. He was surprised that they were even FTL capable. They didn't even have backup shield generators. Even the lowliest of sentient bacteria was wise enough to have that on a battleship. The human ships started turning in formation, presenting their sides to the massive alien fleet.
Hail the humans!
The comms officer opened a channel. The admiral decided to gloat. He might as well. What could they possibly do to his fleet? A hologram of a human in an immaculate white naval uniform appeared and immediately spoke.
Thank you for coming, old boy. We're going to put on a jolly good show with your fleet.
Amnor nearly had another laughing attack.
Ha! You're pathetic apes. You really thought that you could hold a candle to the might of the Unglia? I'm going to disable your ships and make you watch as I glass your pathetic planet.
The human wasn't fazed. It even started to laugh.
Good luck with whatever afterlife you believe in, old boy.
The human cut the transmission. Amnor was confused. Normally, a threat like that reduced whatever it was directed at to subs. Amnor frowned.
Oh, what a strange race.
He opened his command channel and spoke to the entire fleet.
Fire when ready.
On the bridge of the UNFS Dreadnought, the human admiral issued 2 commands.
Guns active, counter thrusters flank speed.
The human admiral began to chuckle. What utter fools. It was impossible to stay standing without holding onto something when the guns fired. Even with inertial dampeners set to an extremely unsafe power level and engines that put out thrust 4 times the mass of the ship dedicated solely to countering recoil. The Dreadnought's 4 3-barrel 24-inch Gatling guns began to spin as they accelerated rapidly towards the enemy fleet. Her sister ships mirrored her actions just moments later. The Ungleed fleet unleashed a massive barrage of plasma. The humans were completely unfazed. The first officer perked up. All systems ready. The human admiral smiled as he grabbed a handrail.
Brace for impact.
If space weren't a vacuum, everything in a 1,000-mile radius would be deafened by the brrrt of 12 24-inch Gatling guns firing at 400,000 RPM. The human fleet jolted to a stop and accelerated away from their targets. Time to impact. 3, 2... Amnor screamed.
How are they still alive?
Amnor began shaking with fear. Each of those ships was hit with enough plasma to melt the planet.
What did they just shoot at us?
The damage control officer was a nervous wreck. The trembling officer tried to speak, but lost control of his bowels instead.
Out with it!
The poor wretch gulped. Amnor's mouth fell agape as he stared out the viewport. It says error, sir. Amnor wasn't even listening. His tongues flew from his mouth as he screamed. He saw millions of little specks, and they were getting bigger. 1. The entire Ungleed fleet was engulfed in explosions. A fleet 2,000 strong that, when all combined, took 9,000 years and 6 stillions of credits to build, was evaporated by 3 ships in less than 5 seconds flat. The human admiral felt bad. Someone was going to have to clean up the mess he just made. End of story. I would just quickly like to thank the T5 peeps: Dragon Soup, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Severin Cerberus, Red Panda 121, Leslie 517, Bushmaster 177, Caspar Arnold, Cam Maxwell, Sans the Skeleton, Light Jock, Dragzoon WRE, and Lord Azrakal. Thank you very much.